Yama Shulu Yagone Ayoniva, you Ayona Ayoniva. Russia was getting Ayona. Ayona Ayona should go second. Sikuna Sikim Lane Bola and the DOG. They are over and attacking.
If the meaning of the question is like what Sayadaw said just now, the answer is this: to gain vipassana jnana, it is not only to contemplate on in-breathing, out-breathing, and rising, falling only. There are other objects that can arise from your body, mental objects, physical objects. In other words, the objects that can arise in a sixth sense dose. So these are the target for meditation practice. These targets are meant to be noted as soon as they appear in an urgent manner.
Believe that don't have she will I will name you show me the fear. You are she will I take it. Because you never can love me. I let you go. How to do Kanda because if you do that, I never take it. You have new job, now some such we are the work we are able to do. We are forever. Teach up forever. So the I do it. One by I will let one by side. Some of the cow side two money before I do that. In the I put I love people like that. You like here. Think again on to the you are someone that is so sick I used to work for me of meals and which is new and what looking at them body. I mean that phone to get it from myself for me I will never look at my for me I will buy you will work on
in Satipatthana Sutta, the four foundations of mindfulness are explained. What are they? Physical objects, vedana, or feelings objects, that objects that arises in the mental level, and general objects such as seeing, hearing, touching, etc. The yogis must be noting on this. But there must be a primary object such as rising, falling of the abdomen, or out-breathing, in-breathing at the nostrils. These primary objects are noted so that the mind will not be scattered. But if other objects, the four kind of objects that mentioned above, appear, they can let go, noting the primary object, and note the other objects that arise. If the other objects do not arise, they can come back and note the primary object. In walking meditation also, one must be noting lifting, stepping, lifting, forwarding, dropping. We must be contemplating on these objects all the time. Now this question need not be asked because it is already there in the instruction given to the yogi when they first come to this meditation center.
သူမိဘနဲ့မှာတော့လေရှုရက်ဆဲသွားခြင်းမှတပါအခြားအကြောင်းအရာတွေဒီတော့ပါတာဒီပေါ်နဲ့အထုံးရတဲ့ခါကလေရှုဖို့လည်းရသွားတာရှိတယ်အိမ်ဝှေ့ပြီးတော့ဒီစားရရသွားတာရှိတယ်အရှင်းရိုက်သွားတာလည်းရှိတယ်လေရှုမှုရေတက်သွားတဲ့ခေါင်းကိုလည်းရေတက်ကြည့်လို့ဖြစ်တယ်လေရှုမှုရသွားလို့ဒီခေါင်းကိုလည်းအရှင်းရိုက်သွားတယ်လေရှုမှုပြေးပြေးရင်ခေါင်းကိုလည်းကိုယ်ကိုလည်းကြည့်လို့ဖြစ်တယ်လေရှုမှုအရှင်းရိုက်သွားရင်ခေါင်းကိုလည်းအရှင်းရိုက်သွားအဲ့ဒါလိုရက်သွားတဲ့အခါလေးမှာအခြားကြည့်ရအောင်ပါရှိပါတယ်လို့ဒီလိုနေလို့ရှိတယ်တိုင်းဒီတော့မှရက်သွားလို့ရှိရင်တိုင်းကြည့်ပြောပါဘုရားချာကိုရအောင်မှတ်ဖို့ဒီလိုကြည့်ရအောင်
So in the questions it says ceasing of the breathing process. It is there included in the question. Sarah said the breathing process may stop. One way is the breathing may become very subtle, as if it stops. Another way is the breathing may stop altogether. So depending on the breathing, rising, falling may become subtle, as if there is no more rising, falling. Or the rising, falling can stop altogether. Now the question may be like this: if the breathing process stops, what are the other objects a yogi can contemplate on? So if this is the question, the answer is there are many objects. For example, if the breathing process stops while the yogi is sitting, the yogi can note the other objects such as sitting, touching. Or if the yogi is noting the in-breathing, out-breathing, he can contemplate on other objects also. Or he can note on any other object that can come up.
So the shushan thing was all the Pida the Pida shushan home baby the Pida Sing Ali to the Mako. The government. They have to generally to outside. They don't need to do no. One Kanala Yahu. The Raki needed come and then now we got it. Two children. The Landana, and two children. Two children, you win it. Yes, in the Nikana. They know it. No generation is going to take you to say that
when the breathing process becomes subtle, rising falling will also become subtle. The rising falling process may not be clear. When this happens, yogi must increase their energy, increase their mental energy, and yogi must put more effort. It is like looking at an object from a distance. The object will not be clear. If you want to see the object clearly, what do? You go 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, etc. towards the object. When you come close to the object, you will see this object in a clear manner. So when noting rising falling, it is the same thing. If they are not so clear, you increase your mental energy. Then rising falling will become clear, then you can note on an ordinary manner, unusual manner.
That's what you are doing. Malayara. Yeah, to yogi, it's a yogi if we have to. What another hand, you can don't tell you can don't know the TVC
or the fourth question: of what use is vipassana jhana to the meditators?
Sangha Dani Nigara Bana Udam Sara Arifi you will not use your Petania. He did it as she Canary Fila Ubamu Sadi was very neighbor. The Rigas Wadi Fila to the commissioner will not eat the other Sunny. Now it's Sunday, she enjoyed the water as I feel like Kilita, Yuri. Player, she makes it very just really tell me that She went just sit here now, she just seen a go to the was it? So the clear one. Set up as she designed Hallelujah, so we call it. Now, now, Anne look you up. Did everything, the really one is so and so that. She only has Anne look you up. Anyway, I have television. It is a good young family. We will never say it again. But the woman called me now, look at it. Now, look at it. The year in a complete way of my children, Annie of the year. She found it to be up by it. Two nations. Look at that in the direction. Well, quite easy, up by the tourism, in the way, the other gentleman, and I know who the other in the other are the sea. Puma, the middle of the sea, now, the other are come, the dead food salad, and also. Later on, soon as we had the mother animal, the water and the sea that is animal. We have met Silly Chippy and the water and the sea that is animal.
Now, Vipassana, with regard to Vipassana, jhana. Jaro has explained about Vitaka Vitara. This is the mental energy which your mind directing your mind towards the object, and touching and rubbing on the object. When this happens, you are dispelling the hindrances from moment to moment. Then piti or rapture will arise. This rapture will stop the wandering mind. After that, sukha or bliss will arise. This will prevent sorrow, grief from arising. And then yogi will gain Khanika Samadhi. The Khanika Samadhi will dispel Nivaranas, Tamasana Nivaranas. Now if this happens from moment to moment, yogi can develop Vipassana Jnana. Vipassana Jnana will suppress the kilesa, Anusya kind of kilesa. Anusya means dormant, latent kind of kilesa that arise in the mental level yet. So Vipassana Jnana is weakening the kilesa from moment to moment. And when Khanika Samadhi becomes very strong, kilesa can be dispelled or kilesa can be uprooted. Now, when you want to cut a sheet of paper, you cannot tear the paper like that. Otherwise, it will not be in a straight manner according to your wishes. First, what you have to do is fold the paper again and again. Maybe wet the paper at that line again and again to make the paper weak. Then only you can tear the paper according to the wishes in a straight line. Without weakening the paper, you will not be able to tear the paper in a straight line. Again, it is like in the boxing ring. When you want to knock down the opponent in the boxing ring, what you have to do is to make your opponent weak. How do you do it? You avoid his blows. And then you look for a chance. When you know that your opponent has become weak, you look for a good chance and give him a blow. If you punch him once, he will become weakened once. If you do that twice, he will become weakened twice. Now, when you are sure that he is weakened enough, you give him a final blow, he will fall. So to make your opponent fall, you have to weaken him first, then only you can fall him. So in the same way, kilesas must be weakened. How? By Vipassana Jnana. Vipassana Jnana will weaken the kilesa. Then only you can gain Magaphala. First you have to make the kilesa weak. So therefore it can be said that Vipassana Jnana is very useful, is very beneficial to the yogis. Do you understand? So in the mind stream, we have jhana. Now actually what is jhana? It is to strengthen the opposite of nivarana or hindrances. Then only your mind will become strong. Now if you want to destroy something, you have to make the opposite of this thing become strong. Then only you will be able to destroy this thing in an easy manner. Now, there are 5 factors of jhana: Vitaka, Vijara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata. The Vitaka, when we develop Vitaka, we have the opposite of Tinamida or sloth and torpor. It makes our mind fresh. It is the opposite of Tinamida. Now, Tinamida means the mind becoming sort of a solid. It contraction of the mind. The opposite of this Tinamida is the Vitaka. Sorry, when we have Mitaka, we will not have Tinamida. Now, how to dispel Tinamida? We must have aiming of the mind towards the object, or directing the mind towards the object. So when we do this, we are fulfilled with Vitaka, which makes our mind fresh. Those who think a lot will not be able to sleep. This is a very good example. Those who have a lot of purposes in life, their mind becomes restless. So to calm the mind, they have to take maybe tranquilizers. So when one directs the mind to an object, or when one aims the mind toward the object, it is like keeping his mind fresh.
Vichara, I will not tell you what I get the chip. Ye are watching. Vichara, I will not go of our you are me at the village. The Emma, he got on the Yamia, who will be the Yara. The year at one of the year at the work. He is saying that. You know, he is saying that. He are it, I will not put it again, see you with it. I can't do it. I can't do it here. To go to Lord, to go and he is saying. The year and he is saying.
The second factor of the jhana, vichara, it is the mind touching on the object, the mind rubbing on the object. This characteristic is sureness. Now we have in Pali what is known as vicikiccha. It is a skeptical doubt, not sure of anything. So, if we want to dispel this vicikiccha, we must develop the opposite of this vicikiccha. In other words, opposite is sureness, or we must develop vichara. When one is having vicikiccha or skeptical doubt, it is like trying to put a ladder in the air without any support. Not sure. The third factor of jhana, piti, it is a joy, it is a rapture. The opposite of it is vyavada, the mind, confused mind, unsatisfactoriness, mind not clear, like sentiment, cloudy.
Sukha Shana Shana say Shumana, Pidia City Aya, Sukha Shumana, Shumana, Ijam Shumana, Ijam Amira, Shumana, Ijam Umana, Kudija, Nangara Yara Kudija, Yara. And I will kill him. Tell me the water is here. Who want the man and the water is here and came what you took.
Fourth factor of jhana, sukha or bliss, is characteristic is the mind becoming happy, bliss. The opposite of this is restlessness of the mind, udeja kakuja, or grief, sorrow. So when one has sukha, the sorrow, grief, and other nivranas will not be there.
Ekakara for samadhi ne kama chanda ne sanye kama chanda sura kauna ni jari na ni saje na phide na kauna ari ni sai suje ta ni na sanye kita bude na ni phide ne ya ra go ni saje phide go ni ko ba phide sai phide ni sai phide yo yo ka yo to yo na re a re ni shi da ye ra me ti ka ka me ta na lo ra ni ni de 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 sha ni हमारी यार क्या में मुकाबले में आयु में क्या में मुकाबले में ठीक है ये तो ये ये क्या है ये क्या है सुना लोगों ने सोचा भी तो वो लोग दिया जो देखा हो तेरा दिया सही है ये नहीं है सोचा भी था सही है लेकिन ये तुम्हारी सही तुम्हारी है ये बहुत सारा दिया
The fifth factor, ekakata, or one-pointedness of the mind. The opposite is kamishanda. It means desiring to have good sights, good objects, pleasant objects such as seeing, hearing, touching, etc. You want to have a sweet voice, you want to hear a sweet voice, you want to have a good taste, you want to have a good touch, male-female touch, or lifeless touch, etc. In other words, the kamishanda will not stop there. You will want more and more of this. So we spend all our time pursuing after these good objects. This is the opposite of ekakata, or one-pointedness of the mind. When we have ekakata, our mind will not scatter. It will stay concentrated. And who knows about this taste of the one-pointedness, they will not want pursuing after the sensual objects. It is the opposite of a desire which arises from lobha. So one is stability, the other one is restlessness. They are opposite of each other.
Jadi sangawa akunya tinya ni wali tiga sahaja sini. Jadi buat apa yang ni mana tu? Mati itu awalnya, itu awalnya kata kata. Awal jaga mati itu imam. Awal jaga mati itu imam itu sah. Dan buat apa? Kamu sana apa yang buat apa? Awal jaga kalau mati imam itu cakap itu. Ada yang buat buatnya saya kerja ini.
with the support of these 5 jhana factors, one can develop insight. From the insight, ordinary insight, one can develop vipassana insight. When one gains vipassana jhana, one will uproot or dispel for good the delusion or moha. Moha means here not knowing things correctly or knowing things in a wrong way. So it can be said that because of all these things, the factors of jhana will support the meditators in many ways. So we come to the last question from Sir Yeshua. What are the similarities and dissimilarities between vipassana jhana and the jhana experience of the practitioner of samatha bhavana such as metta bhavana? So there are 2 parts of samatha jhana. One is to gain lokiya jhana, the other one is vipassana jhana. There are difference between these 2. In lokiya jhana, the meditating object is on the piññati or conceptual object. But in vipassana jhana, the object is not the same single object. We have to concentrate or contemplate on all the objects that arise. So here is the difference. But the concentration gain in samatha and in vipassana are the same. So, in short, in lokiya jhana, we note on single object only. In vipassana jhana, vipassana practice, we contemplate on all the objects that arise, and our mind will get concentrated on the different objects from moment to moment. In other words, we will develop Khanika Samadhiya.
Lokiya samatha vipassana sāya chīgan sūrī. Vipassana sāya mā pārē Kanika Samari for the Sostana, Gaya, Wadana, Samu, Wadana, Yami, I need to job with Wadana.
The kind of concentration in Lokiya Jhana will support Vipassana Jhana, but in Vipassana Jhana, the Kanika Samadhi not only will support, it is conducive to Vipassana Jhana. In other words, it is the close proximity of Vipassana Jhana.
Yo Samadha Pina Ayudu, Vipassana Jhana, the Kayuna, Brahma Seku Ayudu, and they will never project
So we can also analyze this way. The Lokiya Jhana, we concentrate the mind on one single conceptual object. But in Vipassana, we concentrate on the phenomena of Nama Rupa, or we can say that we contemplate on the reality, true nature, or in Pali we call it Paramata. Absolutely. So we concentrate on the object that arises again and again. The last part of the question is the experience of samatha, experience between samatha and bhavana in Vipassana Jhana. As Sayadaw said, it is little not proper to explain this to those who have not experienced this phenomena, because this may become a difficulty in the course of the practice. When you are asked to do a mathematical problem, the method to solve the problem is more important than the answer that you are going to get. So Sayadaw wants to give you the method only and not the result, because when you practice meditation, you will gain these experiences yourself. It is much better that way. So Sayadaw is asking this question to the audience: what is more important, the method or the result to solve a problem, mathematical problem? Method and result.
Takes you to the result.
Pardon me?
If you have the method, it takes you to the result.
That's it. Yeah. So the method will give you the result. That's all for today.
I don't think we have this.